Welcome to Metal Welding Lecture Series by Professor Joyjeet Ghosh.
This is the fourth lecture of a series of lectures.
This lecture will be on manual metal arc welding, shielded metal arc welding, SMAW. He will be discussing about the American Welding Society AWS numbering system for electrode for shielded metal arc welding, electrode amperage settings. He will also discuss the arc welding selection of correct size of electrode. Hot start, anti-stick, arc force control, arc blow in SMAW are also discussed. Steps to reduce arc blows is also discussed. SMAW advantages, limitations and applications are also discussed. So, do not miss and watch the full video. For the next video in the lecture series, please click the suggested video link above. You may also click on the playlist at end.
Hello friends, welcome to this lecture 4 of series of lecture on metal welding process. In this process we will be discussing shielded metal arc welding or manual metal arc welding process. So this is called MMAW or SMAW. In American Welding Society terminology we call it shielded metal arc welding. So there is a reason why you call it shielded metal arc welding. It is also sometimes referred to as stick welding process. So why it is called shielded metal arc welding and why it is called stick welding process we will be discussing in subsequent slides. First, let's start define the particular process. So here in American Welding Society they defines this type of arc welding process as an arc welding process which produces a coalescence of metals by hitting them with an arc between a covered metal electrode and the workpiece. So this metal electrode is a covered or a coated metal electrode, and the shielding, very important, the shielding is obtained from decomposition of the electrode covering or electrode coating. So there are some chemical compounds in the electrode coating which decomposes and provides a shielding. You can see the shielding or the evolved gases here, which provides a shielding from the atmospheric oxygen of the molten metal. So the molten metal is shielded from the atmospheric oxygen by an environment which is created by the decomposition of the coating by the heat produced by the arc. And normally we do not use pressure in this kind of welding. This is essentially called a fusion welding process. So what we have in this process is that there is an electrode which is a coated electrode. The core is basically the electrode and it is covered. Now what is the electrode material? Ideally the electrode material should be as close as possible to the material you are welding. So if you are welding mild steel, the electrode core should be of mild steel and there has to be a coating. So the coating, as I have said, discussed in the previous lecture, has several composition, consists of flux, consists of stabilizing agents, so consists of gas emitting agents, etc., etc. So this coating burns as the electrode melts and produces a gas. This gas covers the area where you are welding, and once it covers the area, so therefore its name is called shielding. Therefore shielded, therefore the name is called shielded metal arc welding, because it provides a shielding and this shielding protects the weld metal. So when the molten metal or the metal at high temperature, it is an affinity for oxygen, so this shielding provides an envelope and prevents the reaction of this heated metal with atmospheric oxygen. That's why it is called shielded metal arc welding. And also it's called stick welding because this stick is normally of fixed length, normally varies from 250 mm to around 450 mm length. So therefore it is called stick welding. And it is again called manual metal because normally this process cannot be automated because the stick length is limited, and therefore it is called manual metal arc welding process. So why it is called manual metal arc welding, why it is called shielded metal arc welding, why it is called stick metal arc welding is explained in this video. So okay, so basically it's one of the oldest and it is widely used arc welding processes, and it is suitable for normally in the range of 3 mm to around 19 mm thickness. Metal pieces can be easily joined, and this arc welding electrode length normally varies from 225 mm to around 450 mm. 450 mm length is more common, and we widely use, and the diameter varies from 2.5 mm to around 6, for not 9.5, actually is mistaken, it is around 6.5, something like that. So from 2.5 to 6.5, it is readily available in the market and more than that may be available, but readily available is from 2.5 to around 6.5. So here it is a consumable electrode. I repeat, insulant metal arc welding uses a consumable electrode which gets consumed by the heat, or rather let me put it in this manner, the arc produces the heat, the arc is produced by the same electrode, and the arc that is produced by this electrode is used to melt the electrode wear, core wear, and that metal, molten metal, is deposited between the metal pieces to form a weld continuity. And again, you can go for touch start. There is no issue in touch start to initiate the arc. Touch start method is used to initiate the arc, and normally the voltage varies from 15 to 45 and the current varies from 30 to 300. 300 is extremely high actually. Normally it varies from 200 to 250. In India mostly the welding machines are available in the range of 200 or 250 amperes. And as I have said, the welding electrode diameter varies from 2.5 to around 6 point something, 6.5. So the coating is very important in this type of welding process because this provides a sealing. And of course, what happens in this method is that, okay, this is very important. So the coating contains flux. This flux reacts with the impurities and form a slag. This slag gets deposited over the top of the weld metal. Now this slag performs several functions. One is that it provides a blanket cover so that the heated metal does not react with atmospheric oxygen. So this provides a cover, and and also it retains the heat and prevents from rapid cooling. And once the metal solidifies along with the solidified slag, it will be removed by chipping hammer. So this is one of the reasons where it is difficult to automate, because this slag has to be removed before we go for the second pass. After each pass, the slag has to be removed meticulously, and if you don't remove meticulously, what will happen in the next pass? Slag will be entrapped. So that is a defect called slag entrapment. So this slag removal is also a problem in this type of welding process. Both AC and DC can be used, AC or DC. If you are using AC, special type of electrode has to be used. Not all electrodes can be used for AC welding. Only certain electrodes which are available in the market can be used in AC welding, because in AC welding the current is sinusoidal, and at a certain point of time during the changeover from the polarity it becomes zero. When it becomes zero, to initiate the arc you require certain no ionization potential material in the electrode coating, and therefore the electrodes that will be using will have low ionization potential coating material for arc sustenance. So all electrode will not be used for AC welding. So state polarity, and okay, now this is very important to us. If you are studying cylinder metal arc welding, there is a numbering system for mild steel designation by American Welding Society. So they use these 5 terms. First is E stands for electrode, and second 2 numbers, this is for the tensile strength. This is for the positions, whether it is capable of overhead or flat welding only. So this number indicates the position of welding that can be carried out by that particular stick, and 0 or the other numbers indicates the type of coating that is used in this particular electrode. So E6010 is one such type of electrode that is available in the market. So it can be 6010 or 6011 or 7008 something like that. So different so these are the digit which is used here, this coating. So coating can be a very high cellulose sodium, high cellulose potassium. So depending on that we can use what type of current we are using, AC, DC. So this 3 is important to us because this contains high titanium, potassium. So this can be used, you can see, so this 3 can be used for reverse polarity and straight polarity, and as well as for AC. So normally in India we use E6013 in abundance. Okay, so but problem is that it gives us shallow penetration. So if you are sure of using AC welding and you want deep penetration, you should be using 6011. So that gives much more penetration. And sorry, we have 7018 shallow to medium. Okay, so I'm not going into this. Okay, now this is an amperage chart. Obviously, one thing is very important: the diameter indicates the amount of current to be set. The higher the diameter, higher should be the diameter of the electrode, the higher will be the amperage. So there is a chart from which you can select. So if you are using, let's say, a 4 mm diameter electrode, so your amperage setting should be in between this. So for 6011, for 6013, normally we use this, and 2 mm or 2.4 mm, if it's this or this, we normally use. So normally our current range is from 90, 80, somewhat like that. Okay, so we limit ourselves to this mostly. So this is an important chart for shielded metal arc welding welders. And selection of correct size of the welder electrode will depend on the thickness of the plate. So thickness of the plate determines the electrode you are selecting. So if your thickness is between 0.5 to 2 mm, you should be selecting slightly more, and you can complete it in single pass using a 2.5 mm electrode diameter. So if it is more, then multiple pass will be required, and you can use 3.2 for this range. For this range you can use 4 mm, and for more than 8 mm we will be using 5 mm and multiple pass of the welding process. So this is the Amazon search. If you do this is a particular search, you can find large number of welding machines. This is not particular, I have not taken this particular, but what I want to highlight here is that you will find hot start, anti-stick functions, arc force control. These three are very important nowadays in shielded metal arc welding in latest technology. So what are these hot start, anti-stick functions and arc force control are very, very important, and this is possible only because of IGBT type of welding power source. This we will be discussing the hot start, anti-stick and arc force control. So what is hot start? Hot start is basically during the starting, the arc initiation sometimes may cause problem, or because of the moisture present, because of the impurities present, or damp conditions, the initiation of the arc sometimes is problem. So what happens in hot start mode, what we will be doing is that we will be spiking the current for a momentarily. The current is spiked. Let's say if you keep it 50% hot start, and if your current setting is 80, so it will momentarily give a current of 120. Okay, so then again everything will be settled. So that is called hot start. So hot start device hot start mode facilitates the striking of the electric arc by supplying an overcurrent, okay, every time the welder starts the arc. So this is called hot start. It is a very neat feature provided in the modern welding power source. Then we have anti-stick this feature. The anti-stick feature does not allow the, see, when if you have done practicals, you might have known that every time you do it sticks, because you have to manually doing it, to maintain the gap, steady gap is difficult. Now sometimes if it is done manually, so what happens, it is very difficult for the welder to keep a constant gap between the electrode and the workpiece, and sometimes the electrode may come close to the metal surface, and that time there is there is change in the voltage drops. So what happens as soon as the voltage drops, so there is a feature which does not what the current is decreased here. So the machine senses that there is a sudden drop in voltage and because of the drop in voltage it decreases the current or makes it zero, so that the stick does not stick to the workpiece. This feature is called anti-stick feature in modern welding power source. Another is the arc force control. It's a very again another neat feature given is that what happens, this is also called dig. sometimes referred to as DIG. So sealed metal arc welding is done at a constant current type machine. That means you set a pre-tapped current, that is let's say around 100 amperes. So the only current variation that will have in the arc length is longer or shorter. The voltage gets higher as the arc length gets longer, or as the arc length gets shorter, the voltage decreases. So what happens? It temporarily increases the output current during welding once the arc turns too short. So what happens when the arc becomes short? The voltage drops, and because of the voltage drops, so what sometimes happens is that there is a freezing of the weld pool. When this weld pool freezes, the stick or the rod may stick to the weld pool, and that condition is avoided by controlling the arc force, where temporarily the output current is increased when the arc becomes short, when the operator by mistake brings the electrode very close to the weld metal pool. So that feature again is a very neat feature given in modern welding power sources, is the arc force control. So what is an arc blow? Okay, now arc blow is a phenomena where the arc deviates. There can be a backward arc blow or it can be a forward arc blow. Now when the arc deviates, obviously it creates problem in welding. Now why this happens? So when you establish the electrical circuit, or arc is produced, there is a magnetic lines of force that is flowing through the workpiece. Now you can see in this figure the magnetic lines of force are flowing. So by any means, if there is disturbance in the magnetic lines of force, it creates another field, okay, and it deflects the arc. Now this deflection, depending on how the disturbance is created, it may move forward or may backward. Now this particularly happens in the edges, okay, as you are welding and moving in this direction. So there is no metal available here, so the the magnetic lines of force become constricted here, and therefore it drags the arc in this manner. So this is a backward arc blow. Similarly, forward arc blow can happen. Now this is a very frequent common phenomena in sealed metal arc welding. So how to tackle this? First, use AC welding. So if you are using, this particularly happens in DC welding. So if you are using AC welding where the polarity is constantly changing, this is decreased. And another feature is that reduce the current setting. So once you reduce the current setting, the strength of the magnetic field decreases. So the effect is the bad effect of this blow is also decreased. Short arc length so that the filler material would not be deflected much. Another thing is that put steel blocks near the end of the plate. That is also another solution. And of course, place more ground lead to the base metal, preferably more than one. So these are the steps to reduce the arc blows. So what are the advantages? One of the simplest of all arc welding process. Equipment is portable and less costly. Wide range of metals and the alloys can be welded. Thick and thin can be welded. Thick up to certain extent, of course, not very thick. The process finds innumerable applications because of the availability of wide variety of electrodes. And cost is one of the cheapest type of arc welding setup. Okay, limitations, of course, it is limited to the length, so that makes it difficult to automate, and therefore there is a problem of the slag interment, and of course there is a fumes and the zone is not properly visible to the welder, so that creates sometimes a problem. So these are the limitations and advantages. Applications from air receiver, tank boiler, pressure boiler fabrication, shipbuilding, pipes, bridge, automotive, aircraft, so many places these methods are used. However, in industries this method is rapidly being replaced by gas metal arc welding process. So thank you for watching this video. So I have tried to cover the entire aspects of sealed metal arc welding. In this next lecture we will be discussing the gas metal arc welding, so don't miss out, and thank you for watching this video.